Welcome back to KTR videos. So today we have a tutorial for you on the super adorable season 4 limited edition sparkly Spritz. And we decided to use some crayons and markers for this video. So if you have any at home, get them out and let's get started. Okay, as I said in the last tutorial that we did on Pretty Puff, I always start off with the eyes. And her eyes are semicircles, so we're just gonna draw the bottom part of her eye first, which is just like a curved line. And then you just draw the semicircle connecting the two edges. Or the two ends of the curved line. So here, that's how it's gonna look. So basically just two semicircles. And then we're gonna go ahead and add the eyelashes. There's 3 of them. There we go. And you know what, let me stop for a moment. Let me go ahead and finish up one eye first. So now we're going to draw a curved line to make her pupil, because she's looking off to the right. And there's her pupil. All right, the nose. The nose sits just a little bit below the eyes and it's like an oval, so it's really simple, not too big, just like this. And then the lips sit just a tad bit below the nose, and her lips are very much like an M, at least the top lip is. So we're just gonna draw a nice M. Okay, like that. And then she has a thick bottom lip, so we're going to draw that in. It just kind of comes down, rounds out at the bottom a little bit, almost like a rounded out V. And then as you can see, I just drew in her the line dividing the lips. Okay, and as far as the mole goes, it just sits right over here by the mouth and underneath the eye. It's just small, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, the eyebrows. Again, I'm using the picture as my guide here. So the first eyebrow sits at an angle, and it sits at an angle from the top eyelash. So I'm just drawing that in. You can kind of copy my shape here. It starts off thick at the left, and then it gets thinner. And over here, same thing. It sits at an angle from the top eyelash. And you can just kind of copy what I'm doing here. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so there we got her face, and now it's time to draw her body. And if you look at the picture, the base of her bottle is very close to the mouth. So I'm just kind of gonna sketch that in very lightly. And we're gonna draw that base. I'm just trying to look over here where it stops. It matches up with the eyes a little bit. It goes a little bit further than the eyes actually. So just kind of do what I'm doing here. There we go. And just do it lightly like I do, and then you can darken it up once you're happy with it. All right, so it's a simple rectangle, so it's not very thick, so we're just gonna draw a small line going downward, and then join those two sides with another line going across. So there we go, so we have a long, thin rectangle. All right, now her body is an oval, guys. So you can just draw one big oval. I like to be careful and take my time, so I'm just gonna lightly and slowly draw her oval-shaped body here. I'm not gonna draw a complete oval. I wanna leave the top alone because the top cuts straight across, so it's flat. All right, let's go ahead on the other side. And if you're not happy with it, erase. I've cut some of my mistakes out of this video, guys, but I have been making mistakes, and I just erase it and do it again until I'm happy. Okay, so looks like I'm just about there. Okay, so you see, so I'm not exactly happy with this, so I'm gonna erase the top part, just the top part, because the bottom part is nice and rounded, but the top part I feel like is not round enough. So let's go ahead and try this again. If you got it the first time, fantastic, I'm catching up right now. Now let's go ahead and just draw that line across, that flat line. We're gonna do that because that will help me round this out just enough over here. So we're gonna just draw that line, and there we go. Okay, so I'm happy there. Now the hand. The hand sits about here, and it looks like a bean. If you look at that, doesn't that look like a bean? So you're just gonna make like a bean shape. Same thing on this side. just gonna make another little bean-shaped hand or arm. Okay, now time to draw that line that divides the bottle from the lid. And that sits just a tad bit above the eyebrows. So not quite an inch, maybe a half inch or so. But it really just depends on how big your picture is. But just try to scale it from my picture. Okay, and then we're doing a semicircle for her lid. So let me lower this down a bit for you. Okay, so it's just a semicircle. So going around. You may or may not get it the first time. No worries if you don't. So there we go. And now we're gonna add the little circles or bumps that she has on her lid. And I'm just using the picture as my guide here, so you can just copy off of what I'm doing. So some of them sit on the edge and others sit on within the circle itself. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add these right now. Okay, she also has some here on the bottom portion. So I'm just gonna add those as well. And there's like a couple lines as well, just a few. So there's one, and then some more circles. So just kind of follow along with what I'm doing as far as the placement of the circles. Okay guys, so this is the drawing. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you were able to do it. If you want to watch how I color her in step by step, then just continue watching the video. Alright guys, like I said, we are only going to be using crayons and markers for this drawing. And so the crayons that I'll be using today, the first one is Pine Green. It's a darker green that I'll be using for accents. The next one I'm using is a light green and it's called Sea Green. And the next one is Blush. I'll be using that for her lips. And then I have Antique Brass that will be used for her lid. And then the last one is Beaver that I'll be using for accents and shadow on the lid. Alright, and as far as markers, I have this dark red marker here. It's like a dark brick red. It doesn't have the name on there, unfortunately. I'll also be using this green marker. This is just to trace the body, as well as this black marker for her eyes. Oh, and I almost forgot. I will also be using this brown marker to trace her lid. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my black marker and I'm going to trace and outline her eye, color in her eyelashes, and color the iris in. But I'm going to make sure to not color in that little glare or pupil of her eye. Alright, now I'm going to take my green marker, which by the way, I went ahead and went to a darker green. I think this is just like a normal standard green marker. So if you have one, go ahead and grab one. And I am going to outline the nose, color in her mole, and go ahead and outline her body, not the lid because the lid is not green. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and I'm also gonna color in her eyebrows. So there's her mole. Now her mole, I'm going to go ahead and color it in completely because it is darker. And now her eyebrows as well. I'm gonna trace them and color them in. I'm actually gonna skip this part too because it looks like that should be outlined like brown or something like that, so. Okay, and I'm gonna stop there for now. And next I'm going to take my pink marker, my dark pink marker. Actually, I think this is almost like a reddish, but anyway, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna outline her lips. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like it's like a dark brick red or something like that. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my, let's see, this is Blush. I'm gonna use this crayon and I'm gonna go ahead and color in her lips. Okay guys, next I'm going to take my light green crayon, this is sea green, and I'm going to color the entire body, so the bottle, everything below the lid, okay, so here and down. As a matter of fact, before I do that, let me go ahead and trace the line over here, the start of the bottle, and her platform down here. I'm gonna go ahead and trace that just so I don't go over it when I'm coloring with that green crayon. So let's go ahead and take our brown marker, if you have one. Just like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and go back to that light green crayon I was talking about, and let's color in the entire body, and then we'll use our dark green crayon to add the accents. Okay guys, I think that's pretty good. I ended up adding 2 layers, meaning I colored her body twice using that light green marker. And now I'm going to take my dark green marker and I'm just gonna go ahead and color in a little bit around the edges, just kind of adding that shadow effect. I'm also gonna add some to her hands and stuff like that. So if you have a dark green crayon, go ahead and grab it, and let's go ahead and just add a little bit of the shadow effects. Now I'm going to stop there as far as the body goes for now. Again, I might come back and add a little bit more, maybe add another layer, but for now we're gonna stop there and we're gonna move on to her bottom base here and her lid. Okay, let's start over here first, and for that I'm going to use my antique brass color, and I'm just gonna color in the entire bottom here, the entire thing, and then we'll go back and add its shadow and accents using the darker one. Okay, now we're gonna add some of that shadow using Beaver, and I used this in my first tutorial as well. Next up, we're going to outline using our brown marker. We're going to outline the rest of this so we can start coloring that in as well. Okay, I know I fast forward through that part, so let me just go over this real quick in case you didn't catch it. I colored in all of the little circles or half circles that were sitting on the edge of the bottle and the edge of the lid. They're meant to be that way. It's supposed to show that they're like further back. So I went ahead and colored them in with the marker. Now we're going to take our antique brass or our light brown shade here, and we're going to color in the entire lid. All right, now we're going back to our dark crayon Beaver, and now same thing at the bottom, we're just gonna add some shadow. So just kind of follow along where I'm putting it. The first one, I'm gonna lay it right about here. Well guys, that's it. So if you did this along with me, that means you have drawn and colored in the adorable sparkly Spritz. I hope this helped. If it did, give us a thumbs up so we know. And if you want us to make another tutorial video for you, just leave us a comment down below with the name of your favorite character. And also, be sure to share your drawings with us on our Facebook page. Well guys, I guess that's it for today. Until next time, bye. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out our Spanish channel.